tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you. My computer is being weird. I had to restart. I lost all my tabs, everything that was done. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to switch computers. The reason I've been having trouble is because this computer's too old. And yeah, that sucks. Go standard resolution here. They gave me a week of premium. It doesn't change anything. Because, the way I see it is if I have to work for you and you want screenshots and all this other stuff, you're going to give me something for my time. I'm buying your product and I expect it to work without me being your tester. I do expect that. It's called customer service. Anyway, yeah, so they gave me weight, but it doesn't matter. I was a little out of focus. I fixed the camera. Should be fine now. That's one of the things. So, but yeah, and I'll let you know now. I'm not in my regular mood. And I'll still do the best that I can. Yeah, it's just even the screen's different. This was all blue, now it's black. I did not change that. So, but yeah, that's what I get for updating Chrome, I guess. All right, there we go. Put that back. So that means that I have to take everything and move it to this. Or I could look at getting another desktop. I don't know. I use that computer for a lot of other things. And, all right, I'm done whining. I usually do the 2:00 meeting today in person, but I'm not going. I don't feel well. And it isn't a I don't feel well, I'm sick. It's I don't feel well, I'm sad. So, I don't know. I think I'm just wore out. I think my body is just like, okay, because I've been going nonstop for the last couple of weeks, and my body's not used to that. And yeah, I actually do feel like I have a little bit of a fever. But if I went to my wife and said, do I have a fever? She'd be like, nope. All right. Yeah, you know what time it is. I told you I'm not. We'll do the jokes. I don't know how much. God, I did it again. Ugh. That is not what I've been searching for. This is none of the stuff that I search for. I fucking hate change. Give me some good dad jokes. You're still sick? I'm sorry. I kind of figured because this morning I'm like, I just haven't heard from Amber lately, so she must still be feeling poopy. I'm sorry. Maybe I am sick. I don't know why I'd be sick though. Okay. Okay, these are supposed to be funny dog jokes. The average dog is nicer than the average person. Those aren't even jokes. Those are to the person who stole my ... jokes is what we're going to do today. I'll do a few of them. Then we will go get to being offended and comparisons. We'll probably cover comparisons first, part of the reading. I just noticed, there's a lot of offended, where people are getting offended and way too easy. And how do I know this? Because I was a sensitive person myself for a very long time. So I know it when I see it. All right. To the person who stole my glasses, I will find you. I have contacts. That's not bad. Not bad. To the person who stole my laptop with my copy of Microsoft Office on it, I will find you. You have my word. To the person who stole my, there he just did that one. To the person who stole my place in line, I'm after you now. These are bad. Probably not that many of them. To the person who stole my limbo stick, that was a new low. All right, we're going to do one more. And then we'll go ahead and get started with today's Daily Trudge. To the person who stole my dictionary, I have no words. All right. Fun stuff. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Okay. Now I gotta say something, and I may be pointing something out. So you can see this little see, now you can't see it, but when I go like this, it looks like there's some red thing there, but it isn't there. It's a shadow. I keep going to the mirror. I'm like, where the fuck is that? And it's not there. The magic of television. The magic of television. So let's start with comparisons first. All right. I was told the only comparison that I should really make, is the comparison to me from a previous point in time. All right. But what if you could take comparison and utilize it in order to make you a better person? Yeah, you could do that. We call it, you spot it, you got it. Yep. I wear this shirt. When I share it, I'll wear it in public, and people be like, oh, that's a great shirt. I love Harry Potter. I'm like, yeah, you just told me how old you were. You just let me tell. For anybody that's not watching video, it's John Lennon. It's the glasses and the hair. And those British, they all look the same, man. They all look the same. So yeah, weird. I could say that I'm British. All could say that. All right. So what if we could compare, right? And this is how this goes. It's going to start with a judgment. It's probably going to start with a intrusive thought. Yeah. Right. Oh, look at that person over there doing that. Did you hear what that person just said? I don't like it when people say that. Okay. Now here's the question. Am I doing that? Is that something that I am doing that I don't appreciate about myself, but I am unwilling to admit it, accept it, or face it? Now, in the beginning, that's most likely what it is. Right? Because in the first 2-3 months of your sobriety, of recovery, I should say, that means you're trying to be a better person. You're going to be wrong about everything that comes out of your mouth. Everything that comes out of your mouth. It's how we learn. So in the beginning, you spot it, you got it, is also a great way to find out any character defects you might have missed in steps 6 and 7. Or in 4 and 5, because that's really where we find our character defects. Right? But then we admit them in 6 and 7. This can help you. Because when you go through those lists, you're not going to remember everything. They're lagging. There are things that are lagging that you may not see it. You're not going to see everything at once. That'd be too much. Now we're working on these things piecemeal. All right. So I take my more glaring character defects and I start with them. What's usually the main characteristic? Anger. Anger. Yeah. That is the main characteristic that comes out of what happens with us. All right. Now, one thing that you have to do while you're doing this is try not to beat up on yourself. I still get intrusive thoughts. They happen all the time. It's not often that I listen to them anymore because I know that that's part of my survival mode of tearing other people down in my mind so that I feel better about myself. That's part of my survival mode. And that does not lead to self-esteem, to good self-esteem. It actually leads to bad self-esteem. Right? So maybe you might see somebody doing something that you want to do and you're doing it a certain way and it's not working, even though it's the right way. It was the right way. Yet you see other people having more success in it. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you something. More people, more money does not equal success in what we are doing. That's not what it is. We are talking about quality, not quantity. Okay. I have very few friends, but each one of those friendships is successful. It's a give and take basis. Okay. Beyond that, it is dangerous to compare. It leads to another emotion, which we don't talk about much anymore, jealousy. And jealousy is just another form of anger. Okay. But jealous means that somebody is getting something that I want. Well, what does that lead to? That leads back to fear. Well, if it's a fear, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do? How are you going to get through that fear? Are you going to ask God for some courage? God, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can. You can absolutely pray for courage for yourself. You want to know why? Because if you have more courage, it will help more people. And you can pray for anything if the outcome is the intention of helping God's children. I do it all the time. Even this morning, God, I need direction. I need some clear-cut directions from you. Sounds a little like control, but no, I'm giving it to him. God, I need some direction. When is he going to give me the direction? I don't know. Good morning, Clara. It's good to see you. Did I say hi to everybody? If not, let's do it real quick. We got Leisure Man, we got Michelle, we got Amber, we got CJ. Good to have you all. Good to have you all. So yesterday I was having problems that kept going down. It's like, oops, and they figured out it was my processor, which I don't buy. I've been going live on this computer for 5 years. That long? No wonder it's not working anymore. Everything needs to go faster. 5 years is too old for a computer, actually. So, but there's nothing wrong with this computer, and that'd just be stupid to get rid of it. Maybe I could just update the processor. I don't know. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little my ADHD is informed today too. So depression, ADHD. Yay, fun stuff. Hi Heather, good to see you. If you didn't catch it in the WhatsApp group, everybody here is in the WhatsApp group, but if you didn't catch it, the 2:00 is going to be online only today. I'm not feeling well, and I need to take care of me first. I need to take care of me first. Yeah. All right, let's read the reflection because it goes with the comparison thing. And then we're going to get to being offended. We'll get to that. All right. So October 15th, all too unwittingly and even unconsciously, I set standards for others in the program. I was kind of talking. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, Michelle. It's a head fog. I got plenty of sleep. I know what it is. Okay. I know what it is. Since Saturday, my nightmares have come back. That's why I slept till 10:30. I must have been having nightmares all night. Yeah, because I got up like 7 times last night. So that's what it is. Okay. See, if I know what it is, I can work with it, right? And I should have known that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm remembering some of my dreams, right? These are the dreams. This is always what it is. It might be different situations, it might be different people, but there's always a person spreading rumors around about me that just are not true. But the part that hurts is everybody I love believes them and hates me. And it turns violent. That is the basis of it. That's what always happens. All right. I brought it up to my therapist yesterday. I'm like, that is always the basis of it. So we're going to take a look at it. All right. So I set standards. Yeah, sometimes I forget not everybody knows what I know. And this goes true for you too. There are a lot of things in life that you know that I don't know. All right. There are going to be some things in life that you know or that you have experienced that I will never experience, like pregnancy. I will never experience that. It is impossible for me. I've been on the other side, but I didn't feel the pain. I didn't go through the process. I mean, I was there, but that's as close as I could get, right? So, really, all I have in that situation is a little bit of empathy, kind of know what's going on. Okay. Right. Worse yet, I expect those standards to be met. Okay. Now, are these the same standards I'm setting for myself? Huh. All right. Okay. Here we are at that perfection thing again. All right. We want to be able to rely and trust in people. But as an alcoholic, my mind will start to set standards and expectations. See, I appreciate the fact that a lot of my relationships are a give and take basis. Okay. Like, if you are not feeling well, then I'm going to cover you. And then when I'm not feeling well, you cover me. That it's how a lot of my friendships work. They're all give and take. A lot of it is spiritual and emotional. Yeah. Even a hey, how you doing today? Kind of a text is a big deal for us. Why? Because people don't text us that stuff. Because if we would ask, hey, how you doing today? Well, we would emotionally vomit on them. And they're tired of hearing it. So they didn't ask us anymore. All right. So I go so far on occasion to decide what progress other people should make in their recoveries and how their attitudes and actions should change. Wow. Now, I can help with something like that, but not without you letting me know what you'd like to change. Hey, I talk about this with the homeless a lot. They're like, we help the homeless. We help the homeless. So, in my ATCC meeting, which is the the Adams County meeting, it's often I'm like, did we ask? Oh, well, we're going to do this for the homeless. Okay. Did you ask them? Yeah, have we asked them? No, we haven't. Maybe we should go ask them what they need instead of assuming what they need. Right? Yeah. It is really happening. Oh, and then my rights move in. I think I'm catching that, Clara. Not totally sure, but my brain is not where it needs to be. All right. And how their attitudes and actions should change. Oh, you want to know where I'm having a hard time? I have a hard time with this when it comes to my kids. Yeah. Right. And then it gets a little worse because as a man, I feel like I need to fucking explain everything. And I don't. Okay. When we're running around explaining, mansplaining, people don't want to listen. Unsolicited advice. No. You best ask permission first. Okay. I've been hearing this a lot lately. A lot. Oh, well, you're on prescription drugs. You're not sober. Let me tell you something. This is Alcoholics Anonymous and STFU. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's none of your business. Hey, I tell you, sometimes I wish this stuff would happen in front of me because I will say something. I will. Hey. I get a little protective of my friends too. Just probably a little too much too. I'll flip a desk for one of you motherfuckers. I would. If it needed to be done, yes, I would. Some things I'm willing to make amends for. I'll admit it. All right. Trying to have a little fun here, even though it's true. Right? But if we can't admit these things out loud, then how can we work on them, right? Not surprisingly, when things don't work out the way I expect, I become frustrated and even angry. I have to learn to leave others to God. I have to learn that I have to learn neither to demand or expect change in others. Right? Now, I don't know if you're noticing, but this reading is taking us from the comparison to being offended. So now you're offended that somebody didn't do what you expected them to do, and you never even said anything to them anyway. I mean, come on. Okay. It can be scary to watch somebody go walking the wrong way. It can be scary, especially if it's somebody you love. You're gonna feel the need to tell them what they should do. You're gonna feel it. And then you're gonna feel your own inadequacy because you're not God. It's a tough one. This is where support comes in. Hey, I see you're going through some things. You need to talk. We got to find answers. We got to figure out what the cause of condition is here before we start, doling out advice. And even then, stay away from advice. Everything is suggested. I'm not going to tell you how to run your program unless you come to me directly and say, Dion, tell me what's going on in my program that I just don't seem to see. Doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean I'm correct. Right? But it can be hard to do. I have to learn to leave others to God. I have to learn neither to demand or expect changes in others. Concentrating solely on my own shortcomings. Finally, I mustn't look for perfection in another human being until I've achieved perfection myself. Can I ever be perfect? All right. I probably don't need to cover that part, right? Okay. Right? But that's a great way to look at it. You do not get to tell how other people to be perfect until you are perfect yourself. There you go. All right. May God ask me to step down immediately if I start to climb up on any of these high places, on my podium, as a know-it-all scholar, on my soapbox, as a leader who's out to change the world, into my pulpit, as the holier-than-thou could possibly messenger of God, into the seat of judgment as the gavel-banging upholder of the law. May God please keep me from vesting myself with all this unwarranted authority and keep me humble. Today I'll remember a heavy hand is not a helping hand. All right. Step 13, which was a place for homeless alcoholics to start their lives back. Now it's called Step Denver. But their saying is, this is a hand up, not a hand out. Not a handout, right? So, I used to think everybody was out to hurt my feelings. Turns out most people weren't thinking about me at all, right? So when I am offended, it is usually because I am taking something personally. Maybe I'm in a position, here we are, you spot it, you kind of got it again. Why am I getting offended? Why? because I see a lot of people getting offended. I don't want to say for no reason, because that invalidates their feelings, and I don't want to do that either. Because to me, at least to me, and a lot of therapists and psychiatrists might disagree with me. Your feelings are valid. To me, they are valid because I go through them too. And you're saying I'm not a valid person because I feel this way? Yeah, see, I ain't gonna go for that either. I'm not gonna go for that. Are feelings facts? No. I want them to be, because then I would be right all the time. Aha. And so what am I doing? I'm playing God with my feelings is what I'm doing. I'm delving out my anger towards this person because it is deserved, or I'm telling this person what they need to do. Because what happened is decided to doom scroll this morning, and Instagram shoved a bunch of stuff in my face that offended me, or this. It's usually the quick. Oops, sorry. All right. So when I get offended, it's that initial thought. It's always a reaction. Offense is reaction. I am not thinking about it. Right. Now sometimes I put some things online that, stir the pot a little bit. And so when people get offended easy by it, I don't jump on that, because I understand the trigger. I understand. I'm like, well, maybe I put that away and the way they read it, right? Like, there was one time I wrote an email, and I was trying to get something done. They weren't paying me. And I wrote in the email, I said, at this point, I feel like I need to push my weight around. Now, I said feel, but the person I wrote it to had gone through some DV stuff, and that was her person's main line. So it triggered her. I apologized for it. But I'm going to tell you something. I didn't mean it. I apologized. I said, I apologize that what I said triggered you. I do feel it. So, and I can have a little respect and try and remember that if that might trigger some people. But I'm not going to feel guilty or bad for saying it. That's your trigger, not mine. And they put it back on me. And this is a mental health specialist. So you need to be a little beyond that. See? See how something like that, and I can see why she would take it that way. Sure, I can. I can stay open-minded and I can look at that. All right. Now, we alcoholics are offended easier than other people. We are sensitive. We are defiantly sensitive, because there's our defiance too. Okay. And our defiance is part of us being sensitive. Then you'll get in. I'm going to tell you now, at one point in AA, you're going to start getting too little like me. You'll get a little too protective here and there of AA. Even though okay, I'm going to tell you now, and I'm telling you this from experience, it's a mistake. Don't do it. Don't do what I did. It's part of what I do here. I tell you, hey, I made this mistake, and I probably wouldn't do it again. So being offended really is fear. It is fear. Offense is fear that you're either not going to get what you want, or you're going to lose something that you hold so dearly, like your EBT card. I'm seeing it all over the place, and I don't buy it, because I'm the epitome of the first person cut off from Medicaid and EBT, and I still have mine, so I ain't buying it. Okay. If you were abusing it and they caught you, then you got caught. Sorry. It's just, I'm not going to get into that. See? So what is being offended, really? Well, it's just a fear. It's another fear. You know what it is? It's a boogeyman. It doesn't exist. Stop falling into the trap of everything going on in the world right now. It's not worth your time. Right? It's not worth your time. For me, I have one concern, and one concern really only, aside from my own family life and my friends. Bless you. That everybody in my area has a chance at recovery if they want it. That's what I would like. Clara says, not everyone walks in the same spiritual shoes. I don't think I'd want to walk in someone else's. They might make my feet hurt. Yeah. We all have our path. All right. And it's about, I know for me at least, it's about staying in my lane. And thank God I have a lot of good friends in my life that help me stay in that lane, because I can't do it alone. It doesn't, when Dion tries to keep himself in his lane all by himself, thinking he gets to make all the decisions and do everything, it doesn't work out. And now I wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't. I don't want to go back to making all the decisions for me and all these things. I feel more secure having people in my life, having God in my life. You know, and then it helps me with days like this where I can come on here. Hey, I'm feeling a little depressed, and you guys are being kinder, a little bit more kinder to me today, and I appreciate that. Right? I have no, and I don't know if it's depression as much as I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. So, Claire says moral lies from the past. Yeah. So, just be careful what you put in your brain when it comes to that. And I'm going to take my own advice on this, my own suggestion. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see some of you in an hour and a half, 2:00 meeting. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.